Hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. So this is a video dedicated to Yonex and Yonex only. And yes, I'm coming back to the topic of the Yonex tennis rackets, and in this video I'm testing the Yonex Ezone 98 2020. So look at the dampener. I have a pink pick as a dampener. Looks beautiful in that racket. And the Ezone 98 2020 is strung with, I believe it's the Hyper G soft, not sure about that. I'm just testing the racket like the guy I'm playing against. He's also testing a racket, and yes, it is also a Yonex, but a Vcore Tango Red. So the Vcore 98 Tango Red came out in 2021, so it is the latest racket from the Vcore series. And what is special about this video, we are playing a match or a club league in our club. And what is super interesting is that we are playing, so I need to explain that we are playing this club league. We are playing 2 sets. Set ends when you have 4 games. So we play to 4 games. So each set is up to 4 games. So it can end like 4-0 or 4-3. When it is 3-3, we play tiebreak. And in this situation, we did play this match before, like few days before, but we ended 1-1 on sets. So now we are playing 3rd set. And what's interesting is that we played the previous 2 sets with our racket. So I did play with the Artengo TR960 Control Tour 16x19. I did customize and I'm loving it so much. The racket is like, it is so good. It is so good. So if you didn't see any of the videos about the Artengo TR960 Control Tour, the Gael Monfils tennis racket, but it is 16x19, not 18x20, just click somewhere around in the corner and you will get into the review of the racket. But guys, don't forget that I customized the racket. I added one overgrip slim version 0.4 millimeters from Technifiber. Then I added 3 gram of lead at 3 o'clock, another 3 gram of lead of course at 9 o'clock, and 1 gram of lead at 12 o'clock. And the Artengo racket is a beast. It is actually now a 318 or 319 gram racket with swing weight of 325 and strung balance of 328 millimeters. So it's a real player's stick. But now back to the topic. So we did play with our racket, and my opponent's racket, when he is usually playing with his racket, is Babolat Pure Aero, but he's testing new rackets, and for this occasion he brought these 2 Yonex rackets. And I was like, okay, so you are testing these Yonex rackets, can I test it with you? And he was like, yeah. So we are finishing the match with the 3rd set with different rackets, each with different rackets. So it's a kind of a funny story, and we both agreed on it, and it was super fun. And as you will see in this video, I finally beat him 4-3. So at 3-3 we played a super tiebreak, and I did win in the super tiebreak 10-8. So it was a fantastic 3rd set, short version of set, and I enjoyed it greatly. So look at his forehand, a massive forehand. So I need to talk more about experiencing these Yonex rackets, because after the match I did also try the Vcore racket, and I didn't play with both of these rackets ever. So this was the first time I actually tried them, and boy, once again you grab the racket, it's a completely different world. So I was talking about the Yonex rackets a few times on my channel, how good they are, how the quality control is really great, and how the feel of these rackets is something you don't experience when you play with other brands like Wilson, Head, Babolat. It's a super connected feel and super solid feel that really goes through the frame to your arm, and you feel like the racket is really part of your body. So I did made a double fault in this case, because yeah, obviously it's a different experience from the beginning. And I need to say that lots of people, when they grab the Yonex racket at the first few shots, at the first 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, they feel quite unsure, because the head shape is different, so the isometric head shape is different. But at the end, if you overcome this a little bit uncomfortable feel at the beginning, that you are not sure where to hit the ball, where is the sweet spot, you are kind of exploring the racket more and more. So wow, another double fault. It was my fault, not the racket's fault, by the way. So when you explore the frame, when you find the positives, then you realize how good the racket really is, and that at some point you are like, playing with Yonex is really like cheating in tennis. It has something that no other tennis racket brand actually offers, and I would say it's the consistency, it's the belief in the frame, it's the feel that you are connected to the ball when you strike the ball, and of course it's the sweet spot that is bigger. So when you play with the 98 square inch head size, like we are, both of us, you are like, it feels like a 100 square inch head size. So the rackets are powerful, yet precise, yet they are comfortable, but at the same time they feel stiff enough and stable enough so you can really hit any ball. Whoa, that was a wrong shot, completely wrong. I was wrong with my feet. And so the racket, these rackets have everything in one package. And I'm always talking with people who are trying new rackets, and I'm like, try Yonex. If you try Yonex, you won't come back to another brand. So they are so good, they are so different, that any other racket is just feels like it's something missing. So this young guy is searching for his new racket, and I'm also helping him with his journey. I'm providing him with my information, and he is tempted to buy the Yonex rackets. He's also tempted to try the Vcore Pro with the Vcore Pro 97 with even smaller head, because two other young pistols from this club, from our club, are playing with the Vcore Pro 97. I recommended them, and a brother from this guy is actually playing with Ezone 100 with the 2020 generation, so with the same generation I'm trying right now in this video. So the Yonex kind of exploded in the last 2-3 years. And big thank to myself, because I'm promoting the Racket, the brand, everywhere I go. Also when I'm writing the articles for the Czech store I work for the Sportega, I'm always very positive about the Yonex Racket. So this buzz around the Yonex rackets, created also by myself in this club, really helped to promote the rackets, and to, let's say, open eyes to the players who at first don't believe in the frame, because the biggest reason why people don't buy or don't go with the Yonex rackets is that, and I'm hearing that all the time, is that the head shape is weird. And I'm like, yes, it is weird, but it's a patented technology. No other company can do this, and that's why actually the Racket is so good. The head shape is weird, but is the biggest factor that plays the biggest role in the feel, in the power, in the stability, etc. So that's the reason why Yonex is so good. And also the reason, another reason, is that the quality control is exceptional. So the rackets are really exceptional. So this young guy who's testing the Vcore loves the Vcore actually very much, and I was sitting with him on the bench during the exchange when we change the sides, and I was telling him, okay, so if you decide to buy Yonex Racket, then you will have no excuse in the future for the racket. So if you lose a match, or if you have a bad day, you play bad, you can't say something wrong with the racket, because there is nothing wrong with the racket. I'm laughing always when I'm telling them this kind of information, because it is true, and at the same time it is like they are a little bit worried, because sometimes these young guys and all kind of tennis players, they like to let's say they like to put or blame the racket when they don't play good. But I'm like, with Yonex you can't blame the racket. You can blame the racket with Babolat, with Wilson, or with Head, because they have lower quality control, and if you buy like 3, 4, 5 sticks, then it can really matter whether you play with the stick number 1 or stick number 3. That can really impact your performance, and that can really get into your head, and then you start to complain about the racket. But if you buy Yonex, you can't complain. You can't complain about the racket. You just can't do that, because you know it's not about the racket, it's always about you. Maybe it can be about strings, or maybe it can be about the conditions, about the balls, blah blah blah, but not the racket. So if you go with Yonex, there are no excuses in the future anymore, guys. So that's the beauty of the Yonex racket. So I'm still finding the perfect, let's say, sweet spot in this case. And to be honest, the conditions when in this case we are playing the match were really tough. So guys, look at me, I'm playing with a long trousers, in long sleeved sweater. It was like 13 degrees Celsius, I believe, and it was not raining, but before, like few days before, it was raining really heavily. So the court is slow, the court is slippery, and very tough conditions. This looks like a nice rally finally. And so the conditions were tough. Also, I'm not sure what time it was. It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. so it was getting a little bit dark, and you will see that on the camera that the video quality will degrade a little bit over time. So now finally to the both of the Racket. So I played the whole set with the Ezone 98, guys, for the very first time. I did play with the Racket. I didn't felt before. I didn't play before. I played with a string that I did not play before with the Hyper G, or maybe I played with the Hyper G one time. So it was a completely new thing for me, but I adjusted to the Racket quite fast. And what is my experience with the Ezone 2020? So the Racket feels like a Yonex version of the Pure Drive, but I don't think it is that powerful. I think it is actually a little bit, yeah, it has more power than, let's say, more control oriented rackets like the Speed Racket from Head, or like the Babolat Pure Arrow, like the Babolat Pure Drive. It has not that amount of power, but it is, yeah, it is a power racket, but with a quite nice control. The precision of the racket is also not too bad, although I wasn't that much sure about where I was actually hitting the ball. In this case, I just tried to put, let's say, maximum effort, maximum swing, and hit in the court, somewhere in the court. So I was more focused on hitting more in the center of the court than playing more precisely. So as far as the precision goes, it's well, I would say it's average. The precision is average, but that's not what for this racket is famous. So in this case, this racket feels like a nice compromise between power and precision. What I liked the most about the racket is the feel and also the stability. The stability is also very good. What I though didn't like was that I felt like the racket is slow in my hand. When I was swinging with the racket, I felt like the thicker beam is slowing me a little bit, so I felt like I was dragging the racket behind me. But as you can see, the power is not bad, even when I'm in a very difficult position on the court. So overall, I felt like I can play with this racket without a problem. But comparing it to the Artengo racket, I felt like the precision wasn't there, and the swing speed wasn't there. So now I'm used to a different kind of racket than I played before, because before the Artengo, so I need to say that I kind of switched to the Artengo, even though I have contract with Technifiber. So don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. That's my secret, guys. So, and I have only one Artengo racket, and I have 4 Technifiber rackets, but I'm playing only with the Artengo now. So in the few last months, or sorry, weeks, I'm playing only with the Artengo, and I'm loving it. So when I compare this racket to the Technifiber 295 XTC, this racket feels overall more, let's say, I would say more solid, but actually not that powerful. I expected that the power from the racket will be much higher, but as I said, I don't know how long the strings were there, I don't know the tension, because these rackets were brought from one tennis shop or one shop in the Czech Republic or in the city I live. And I don't know the tension, because this young guy has brought the racket, and he also didn't knew the tension, so I'm not sure what was going on, or what are the exact specifications. But I got used to it and I won the set, and I really like the racket. And after the match, when we ended the match, and you will see that, I tried also just few hits with the Vcore Tango Red 2021, and I need to say that maybe I like that racket better, because the Vcore racket is, I believe, a really good mixture of power, control and precision, because I didn't mention the control, the overall control. The Ezone racket is a not control oriented racket at all, but the Vcore racket, it has control. It has also more, let's say, connected feel, that you know where you are hitting the ball. You can play more precise, you can be more precise with your shots. And I also like the frame speed with the Vcore racket was a little bit better. So I liked actually the Vcore racket a little bit more compared to the Ezone, which felt that is a little bit missing on the parameters that are important right now for me. And also the young pistol I'm playing against, he said that he likes the Vcore racket a little bit more, because he is used to the pure arrow, and sometimes with the pure arrow he was hitting the balls too far. He didn't have the control, obviously, with the 100 square inch frame or the head size, and this 98 inch Vcore racket gave him a little bit more precision, more confidence, and also more control over his powerful strokes. So guys, to sum it up, both of these rackets are great, and I'm so happy I finally had the opportunity to test them both in one day, in one match, in one session. And I need to say that the Vcore was a little bit, for my taste, a little bit better, but that doesn't mean that the Ezone is the Ezone 2020 is a bad racket. Not at all, not at all. Maybe it is more stable. Yeah, I felt like it is more stable, but with the Vcore I felt like there is a little bit more touch to the ball, and it felt maybe a little bit more plush. Yeah, kind of that. So yeah, I hope I will have the opportunity in the future test also the newest generation of the Ezone, but to be honest, I don't have actually the capability or the opportunity to try them. So maybe if some of these guys buys the racket, I will try it in the future. So guys, enjoy the rest of the video. I know it's getting dark and dark, so the video is losing the detail, but I think look at that ball exchange, quite nice, quite good. But I think it's worth watching it, because you have the comparison of two Yonex frames, two really good Yonex rackets. The Vcore a little bit more control oriented, and the Ezone a little bit more powerful racket, let's say with more free power, but less control and less precision. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about these two rackets? Are you considering buying a Yonex racket? Because if you buy Yonex, there is nowhere you can go in the future, because if you buy Yonex racket, you will probably stick with Yonex racket for the end of the day, of the world, of your life. So the Yonex rackets are, I would say, the end station for every tennis player. So every tennis player like goes through his life cycle, and at the end every tennis player needs to try a Yonex racket, and you need to really take your time with the racket, get used to the isometric head shape, and if you overcome the first critical moments at the beginning when you're testing the racket, then you realize how fantastic the rackets are. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about Yonex? Are you considering buying the Yonex rackets with the best quality control on the market? And as always guys, thank you very much for commenting, for sharing. If you are a subscriber and you're coming back to my videos, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I like my loyal fans. Now you can see I'm testing the Vcore version, the Vcore racket. I actually look at the forehands, actually marvelous, great. I felt better, I felt the connection to the racket. Look at that, every forehand was the same. So that's something that I really appreciate, if I can kind of hit constantly how I want, because sometimes with the power rackets, like also with the Ezone, you kind of feel like you hit the ball exactly the same, but the racket reacts a little bit differently somehow. So that's why I like now more control oriented rackets. So guys, as I said before, I like when subscribers are coming back, when you are commenting, when you are interacting with my videos, because that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the people who subscribe to my channel, and not for let's say someone who is there just for some sensation. I really love to build a strong or let's say interactive community who doesn't just watch one of my videos, but watch all of the videos I create, because it's created for them. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the maneuverability.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!